व्यासेति श्रेष्ठतया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिकोऽनन्तरङ्गार्या चिरं विजेतां भुवि यस्तात्मीयपरं वरप्रदगुरो वैराग्यभाग्यो दधौ वेदान्तान्तकारवन्तमरुः श्रीश्रीनिवासाद्गुरोः श्रीशैलान्वेकोस्तुतसिद्धने श्रेयोनिधे श्रीनिधे वन्दे क्षकेलिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णदत्तेशिकं श्रीनारायणयोगीन्द्रवरदारिकृपाश्रीमङ्गेशपादविरतं भजे व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे पदार्थं तपोनिधिम् बोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन कृतितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् द्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अनुसन्धानामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणीम् पदाम्भोरुहध्यानविध्वस्ताशेषकुर्मशः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् तमुनेयं नमामि तं यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तरितराणि नायमेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य देकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किकेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. Offering my pranams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga, we shall resume the next session. The previous class we studied the shloka Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam yajatyante kalevaram tam tameva iti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. About the antima smarane, that is, the importance of antima smarane was told. The Bhashya was ante means tyajati ante kalevaram. Ante means antakale yam yam vapi bhavam smaran kalevaram tyajati tam tam bhavameva marananantaram yeti. Antya pratyescha purva bhavita vishaye eva jayate. So whatever one is thinking about or contemplating on at the time of death, similar form one gets after death, the next birth. And what is that one would think at the time of death means whatever was thought through, all through earlier to that, prior to that. That is Purva Bhavita Vishaya. Whatever was contemplated earlier is only going to come again at the time of death also. So, what should one do because of that is going to be taught in the next shloka. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mayarpita manobuddhihi mame vaishyas yasamshayah. So Krishna is directly telling here that what one should do because of that. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mayarpita manobuddhihi mame vaishyasi asamshaya. That itself is Anvaya. For that reason only, because the Antima Smarane is about Purva Bhavita Vishaya. Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara. Keep remembering me again and again. Anusmarane means one after the other, the thoughts. Following each other, following each thought. Anusmarane, Mam Anusmara. Contemplate on me again all the time. Again and again all the time. Yudhyacha. And also engage in war. Mayarpita manobuddhihi, having surrendered your mind and buddhi or intellect unto me, buddhi and jnana here, your manas and jnana, having surrendered them unto me, mame vaishyasi, you will attain me only, asamshayaha, there is no doubt in this aspect. So these shlokas are though it looked like they are all having very generic meanings, the words in the shlokas. They are about the three types of seekers, categories of seekers, which are told in this adhyaya, which was started in the end of the previous chapter itself. And that is very clearly known from Alavandar's Gita Artha Sangraha, that there are three categories of seekers: Aishwarya, Aksharayathatmya, Bhagavat Charanarthina, Vedyopadeya Bhavana. So Vibhaga. That is, four devotees, four types of bhaktas were told: Artha, Jnyasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. They are grouped into three categories: Artha and Artharthi as Aishwaryarthis. Jnyasu is Aksharayathatmya, one who wants to know realize the real nature of the individual self. And Jnani is Bhagavat Charanarthi. These three categories. So all the things that are told here has been commented upon in line with what Alavandar has told in Gita Artha Sangraha by Bhagavad rAmAnuja. And that is very unique in our Bhashya. It's not seen in other Bhashyas. So the commentary for this, Yasmat Purva Kalabhyasta Vishaya Eva Antya Pratyayo Jayate. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Aprayanat Aharaha Mam Anusmara. Aharaha Anusmritikaram Yuddhadikam Varnashrama Anubandhi Shruti Smriti Choditam Nitya Naimitikanja Karma Kuru. Evam Upayena Mayarpita Manobuddhihi Antakalecha Mameva Smaran Yathabilashita Prakaram Mam Prapsyasi Natatra Samshayaha. Shloka simply says Mameva Ishyasi, but the Bhashya, if you observe it, is Yathabilashita Prakaram Mam Prapsyasi. Yasmat Purva Kalabhyasta Vishaya Eva Antya Pratyayo Jayate. That was told in the earlier shloka. Because the knowledge at the time of death, Antya Pratyaya means knowledge at the time of death, is only in the aspect of whatever was continuously contemplated upon in the period prior to death. For that reason only, Tasmat, prior to death means what? Is it for one day or few days or one fortnight or month or year, etc.? It is Sarveshu Kaleshu. For that reason, Aprayanat Aharaha Mam Anusmara. You remember, for that reason only, you remember me, Mameva, Mam Anusmara, repeatedly, all the time, every single day, till death. Aharaha Anusmritikaram Yuddhadikam Varnashrama Anubandhi Shruti Smriti Choditam Nitya Naimitikancha Karmakam. The daily and occasional ordained duties, the mandatory duties, Nitya Karma and Naimitika Karma, has to be done by every seeker. And why it should be done? Because it is ordained by Shrutis and Smritis. Shruti, Smriti, Choditam, that it has to be done. And it is Shruti and Smritis, they tell a lot of several duties, many things. How should one select what one should do? Varnashrama Anubandhi. It is according to their station in life, Varna and Ashramas. And what are they? Yuddhadikam. In this particular context, for Arjuna, what is applicable is Dharma Yuddha, that he has to engage in. And similarly, it applies to everybody else according to their Varna and Ashramas. Arjuna being a Kshatriya, Dharma Yuddha is his karma, Chodita karma. So he has to take up that as Karma Yoga. So Yuddhadikam Varnashrama Anubandhi. And Nitya Naimittika karmas are all without any proofs. Phalabhisandhi Rahita, it has to be done. And why one should do all those things? Why does Shruti and Smriti ordain such duties? Aharaha Anusmriti Karam. In every duty that one does, Nitya Karma and Naimittika karmas, what is one doing at that time? What is the benefit out of that is aharaha anusmritikaram. Every day it will help one to remember Bhagavan again and again and again. So when one is doing Sandhyavandanam, we tell so many times, you tell Krishna Pranamastu, Narayana and Srivan Narayana, all these Bhagavan Nama Smarane, and that he is Antaryami through all these, and we offer Argyam and all those things, we do Namaskaram. So all these Nitya Naimittika karmas help one in doing Anusmarane of Bhagavan. Every single day it has to be done, and every single day it will help one to do Anusmarane of Bhagavan. And Phala is offered to him at the end, it is surrendered, and we do it Phala Visandhi Rahita, Bhagavat Preetyartha, and we do Sattvika Tyaga and all that. So these karmas help one. Aharaha anusmritikaram yuddhadikam varnashrama anubandhi shruti smriti choditam nitya naimittikancha karma kuru. So that also has to be done, which helps one in doing anusmarane. एवं उपायेन मय्यर्पित मनोबुद्धिः अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् यथाभिलषित प्रकारं मां प्राप्स्यसि नात्र संशयः. So by means of evam upayena, such means of having fixed your mind and jnana or intellect in me, mayyarpita manobuddhihi, or having surrendered your mind, and surrendered in the sense thinking about Bhagavan, contemplating on him all the time, antakalecha, even at the time of death, mameva smaran, thinking about only me, yathavilashita prakaram mam prapsyasi, you will attain me as desired by you. Yatha avilashita prakaram, in whatever way you have desired, in the same way you will attain me. Na atra samshayaha. So Bhagavan, there is no doubt in this aspect. So if one is seeking wealth, Aishwarya, he will not attain Paramapada because he is not asking for it, he is not desiring that. So whatever one desires will only get. But for everything, one has to surrender unto Bhagavan only. That is very important. Whether you want wealth or Kaivalya or Moksha, anything, one has to do Prapatti to Paramatman only. That is the reason why Alvars and others say that, why do you go and waste your time with all the other things? Why don't you directly seek him, they say. Because for anyway you have to go and surrender unto him for everything. But here it is, depending on the adhikaris, it is told. And it is not easy to get such jnana that one has to seek only Paramatman. It takes crores and crores of births. And that too, all punya janmas, bahunam janmanamante, ye janmakotibhihi siddhaha, tesham anteatra samstitihi, it is called. After so many crores of births only, one gets that kind of a jnana. It is told, it's not so easy to get. So the fruits obtained are controlled by the thoughts at the time of death. Final thoughts at the time of death are controlled by whatever was contemplated upon repeatedly all the time prior to that while living entire life. So one should also, at the same time, one should practice such contemplation and perform whatever is required to be done, ordained duties, which aids such contemplation. These are the aspects taught in this shloka. The aspect of necessity of such continuous remembrance during the entire life is well established in Shruti, Smriti and other testimonies. Aprayanat, Bhashyakara uses the word here. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu means aprayanat ahara. That is told in Shrutis very clearly. In Chandogya Upanishad it is said, Sakhalvevam vartayan yavadayusham brahmalokam abhisambadyate. Saha evam vartayan, living like this for what period means yavadayusham, as long as one lives. Brahmalokam abhisambadyate. In Prashnopanishad also it is told, Prayanantam omkaram abhidhyayita. Omkara, one has to do dhyana on Onkara, Pranavopasana, all this told. How long one should do Prayanantam, as long as till the time of death. That means as long as one is living. And these are all summarized in the Brahma Sutra by Badarayana also as Aprayanat Tatrapihi Drushtam. How long one should do Upasana means Aprayanat. Till one leaves the body and goes. Till that time one has to be doing this. So there are pramanas which are told. The Bhashya is, let's say, Sarveshu Kaleshu means all the time, means should one leave Sandhya Vandana and other things also and do it. That is not the case. So, Sarveshu Kaleshu means it is in addition to doing the daily and occasional duties, Nitya Naimitika karmas, and one has to do Anusmarane in the remaining time. Aharaha indicates that it has to be done every single day during a particular time. So, dhyana, there are two aspects. One is dhyana, one is abhyasa. Dhyana is a particular time is kept aside during a day where sattva prachurya is there, where sattva guna is generally high during that time, and one does contemplation, dhyana, as told in the Shastras, and the remaining time it's called abhyasa, thinking about it again and again, so that during the period of dhyana, that concentration can be attained. So aharaha means all the time. So sarveshu kaleshu has to be taken like that. So anusmarana is very important. Mam anusmara, remembering or contemplating on Bhagavan, his namas, everything, etc. So it is told in a shloka, Narayaneti namasti, Bhagasti vashavartini, tathapi narake vasaha, kimascharyam idapparam. There is this wonderful name, Narayana, Narayana iti nama asti. Agasti Vashavartini. Speech is there, which is under our control. And we can always do Ucharane of that nama. Tathapi narake vasaha. Even then, people are going to hell. Kimascharya mitapparam. What else? There is nothing more surprising than this. That is told by Alvars also that while now undu, Yetum Podu undu, Narayana iti Porul undu, he says that all those things are there. We have the tongue, we have the time to do his stotra, Nama Ucharane, Nama Smarane. With all this, we do not do. So that is told here, Anusmarane. Mam Anusmara, Krishna is telling directly, Aharaha Anuspurtikaram, and whatever aids in that Anusmarane, the Nitya Naimitya karmas, which are Yuddhadikam. So here, specifically for Arjuna, Krishna says Yudhyacha, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Yudhyacha means that is mainly because he is a Kshatriya, and for him Dharma Yuddha is his Varnashrama Dharma. So he has to do that. So similarly, it has to be applicable to everyone else according to their one station in life, Varna and Ashrama Dharmas. Aharaha Anusmritikaram. The word Yudhya that has to be understood according to the context here. And by telling that it is Nitya Naimittika karma, all the karmas done for some benefit, it is told clearly by in the Bhashya that Shruti Smriti Choritam Nitya Naimittikam cha karma kuru. That means whatever is not Nitya Naimittika karma, that is anything else that is done, Phalabhisanti Purvaka, is excluded. One need not do that. Evam upayena. Thus, by means of karma and such things, or by repeated contemplation made possible by performance of such karmas. That is the upaya. The means to do anusmarana is through the Nitya Naimittika karmas and thinking about Bhagavan again and again. Mayarpita manobuddhihi. Here two aspects are indicated. Arpana of manas and buddhi. Arpana of the mind is repeated contemplation only. That is nothing but arpana. Arpana of buddhi or intellect is buddhi is nishchayatmaka jnana. That is When the mind is making a decision, it's also called buddhi. Having a firm determination that it leads to the desired benefit. Antakale cha mameva smaran. This is common to all the three categories of seekers. The Antima Smarane is common to all the three seekers. Na atra samshayaha. This is told many times in this chapter by Krishna that it is a very important aspect because the Shastras, faith is very important. Shraddhe, Natra Samshayaha. The fact that it would yield the benefit is without any doubt. That firm belief or faith is extremely important. Only when one has such firm belief and performs the required means, one gains the benefits. One who doubts will perish only. It was told earlier also, Samshayatma Vinashyati. And Shruti also tells this in very many ways. Etamita pretya abhisambhavita asmiti yasya syat adha na vichikitsa asti. In Chandogya it is told. Etam itah pretya means having left the body and gone, while going, having gone. Abhisambhavitasmi means I am going to attain communion with Bhagavan. Iti yasya syat adha. Adha means vishwasa, firm faith. So one who has faith or belief that having done the upasana, when I leave the body, the final body, I am going to attain him. Definitely. That vishwasa whoever has, he attains it. Now vichikitsa asti, not only that, we should have no doubt about it. Vichikitsa is samshaya. There should be no doubt about it, that he will attain Brahman, and such a one will get all good. So it is also said that nisamshayeshu sarveshu nityam vasati vai harihi. So this is one another important aspect taught by Bhagavan directly here. Going further, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayandu. There is an avatarike for this. Evam samanyena swaprapyavaptihi antima pratyayadhina iti uktva tadartham trayanam upasana prakara vedam vaktum upakramate. Tatra aishwaryarthinam upasana prakaram yathopasanam antima pratyaya prakarancha aha. So this is, the commentary is very unique, like I said. Bhashya, Alavandar said three categories of seekers, and for them, what are the things that they have to know and what are the things that they have to put to practice. Anusthana, Jnana and Anusthana is taught in this chapter, and Bhashyakara identifies clearly which are the shlokas where what is to be known is told, and which are the shlokas where for each specific seeker, Aishwaryarthi, what is told, for a Kaivalyarthi, where it is told, which are the slokas which are teaching, etc. is very clearly identified. And without the help of the Bhashya, it's very difficult to understand these aspects because they seem to be very generic words. So here also it is told Paramam Purusham Divyam. It is in the Avatarike, it's made very clear that Tatra Aishwaryarthinam Upasana Prakaram Yathopasanam Antima Pratyaya Prakaram cha aha. Evam Samanyena Swaprapyavaptihi Antima Pratyayadhina iti uktva. Having generally taught that one's attainment, that is Swaprapya Avapti, means whatever one wants to attain, one desires to attain, attaining that, getting that benefit, is in accordance with their Antima Smriti, Antima Pratyaya Adhina, that is under the control of the final thought. Tadartham Trayanam Upasana Prakara Vedam Vaktum, and for that purpose, to teach the differences in the Upasana Prakara of the three adhikaris, three categories of seekers, and the mode of their contemplation, Upasana Prakara, at the time of death. in order to attain their respective desired goals is told now. Yathopasanam, upasana prakaram yathopasanam, antima pratyaya prakaram cha aha. Now it is specifically for Aishwaryarthis, what is the upasana prakara and antima pratyaya prakara is told. Because that is very different for each seeker. All the categories seekers do not do in the same way because their desired goals are different. One is after wealth, one is after the realizing the nature of the individual self, and one is after realizing Paramatman. So their Antima Pratyaya and their Upasana Prakara all are different. That is all in accordance to their goal of attainment. Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanyagamina. Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanu Chintayan. Partha Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Nanyagamina Chetasa Paramam Purusham Divyam Anuchintayan Yati. Hey Arjuna, with the aspects of dhyana and upasana, Vyasa Yoga Yuktena, Nanyagamina Chetasa, with the mind which does not think of anything else, does not go anywhere else. Paramam Purusham Divyam Anuchintayan, thinking of the divine Parama Purusha at the last moment, at the final moment, Yati, he attains me. Bhashya is Aharaha Abhyasa Yogabhyam Yuktataya Nanyagamina Chetasa Antakale Paramam Purusham Divyam Mam Vakshamana Prakaram Chintayan Mameva Yati Adi Bharata Mrugatva Prapti Vat Aishwarya Vishishtataya Mat Samanakaro Bhavati Abhyasaha Nityanaimittika Aviruddheshu Sarveshu Kaleshu Manasa Upasya Samshilanam.
Swami has some network problems. He's trying to um, log in through his mobile. Please bear with us. Thanks.
I hope you are able to hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you, Swami. We can hear you.
Seems to be some audio problem. I don't know what is the problem, but
We can hear you.
anyway, I will. Okay, okay. So we are sorry for the brief interruption. I had some problem with the Gmail itself. It's not loading for some reason, and I got disconnected. So अभ्यास योग युक्तेन चेतसा न अन्यगामिना परमं पुरुषदिव्यं याति पार्थान् चिन्तयन् अभ्यास योग युक्तेन is in the shloka Bhashya is अभ्यास योगाभ्याम युक्ततया नान्यगामिना चेतसा अंतकाले परमं पुरुषं दिव्यं मां वक्ष्यमाणप्रकारं चिन्तयन् मामेव याति आदिपरमृगत्वप्राप्तिवत् ऐश्वर्यविशिष्टतया मत्समानाकारो भवति अभ्यासः नित्यनैमित्तिक अभिरुद्धेषु सर्वेषु कालेषु मनसा उपास्य संशीलनम् योगस्तु आहरः योगकाले अनुष्ठीयमानं यथोक्तलक्षणम् उपासनम् So ahara abhyasa yoga abhyam. The Mula Shloka is abhyasa yoga yuktena. There are two different aspects made clear in the Bhashya. Abhyasa yoga abhyam yuktaya. Having fixed the mind through abhyasa and yoga every single day, nanyagamina chetasa, and not allowing it to wander anywhere else. Paramam Purusham Antakaale Paramam Purusham Divyam Mam Mukhyamana Prakaram Chintayen. At the time of death, contemplating me only, who is the Parama Purusha, the divine Parama Purusha, full of effulgence, Mam Mukhyamana Prakaram Chintayen, contemplating as it is going to be taught now in the next two shlokas. Mameva yati, one attains me only. So for an Aishwaryarthi, what does it mean by telling Mameva yati? It's explained here as Adivaratam Mudalato Praptivatu is the example. Just like Adivarata, who attained a form similar to a deer, Aishwaryarthi, Aishwarya Vishishtataya Vatsamanakaro Bhavati. An Aishwaryarthi attains me, that means Vatsamana, a form that is similar to mine, as qualified by Aishwarya, that is Nirdishya Aishwarya, Aishwarya Vishishtataya, being qualified by Aishwarya. So one who is after Aishwarya will attain Paramatman, who is qualified by Aishwarya, means he gets equal Aishwarya Bhoga. That is the meaning to be taken there. It is like Adiparatam Mrigatva Prapti. And that Abhyasa means Nityanaimittika Aviruddheshu Kaleshu. Sarveshu Kaleshu Manasa Upasya Samjeevanam. So all the time, Sarveshu Kaleshu means Nityanaimittika Aviruddheshu Kaleshu. So the Nityanaimittika karmas are all to be done at specific times. He is told that Kalehi karma chodhyate. The karmas are ordained at specific times, Sandhya at specific time, and things like that. So whichever time is prescribed for the daily and occasional ordained duties, leaving that at all the time, all other times, manasa upasya samshilanam. Again and again contemplating on the upasya, the object of meditation, object of contemplation through the mind, manasa, that has to be performed. And yogastu aharaha.
Swami, we are not able to hear you because I think your voice is breaking up. Audio is breaking up.
Voice is breaking, is it?
Yeah, it's breaking up. There's no continuity.
Is it better now? Hello, is the voice better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Better.
So, aharaha abhyasa yogabhyam yuktataya nanyagамина chetasa antakale paramam purusham divyam mam vakhyamana prakaram chintayan mameva yati आदिभरतं मृगत्व प्राप्तिवत् ऐश्वर्य विशिष्टतया मत् समानाकारो भवति. So the meaning of paramam purusham divyam mam yati is not to be taken that he is going to attain Paramatman only in Paramapada. That is not what an Aishwaryarthi is seeking. So it is like Adibharata Mrigatva Praptivat. So the Antima Smarana has to be also according to that, and the desired fruit is also that only. For an Aishwaryarthi, he is not seeking Paramatman, but he is seeking Aishwarya. So Aishwarya Vishishtataya Matsamanakaro Bhavati. So he attains a form equal to Paramatman, where he enjoys all the Aishwaryas, which are the attributes of Paramatman also, in that form. So for that one has to be doing Abhyasa and Yoga every day. And Abhyasa is Nitya Naimittika Aviruddheshu Sarveshu Kaleshu Manasa Upasya Samshilanam. So contemplating on the object of Upasana, Upasya in the mind all the time, which is not opposed to the time prescribed for Nitya Naimittika Karmas, the daily and occasional duties. So when one has to do the Nitya Karma, if Sandhya Vandana has to be done at Sandhya Kala, that time one has to do Sandhya Vandana. And one should not say that I am going to do Anusmarane and leave out all those things. So that is made clear that Nitya Naimittika Aviruddheshu Sarveshu Kaleshu Manasa Upasya Samshilanam. That is Abhyasa, keeping on thinking about such Paramatman qualified by such Aishwarya all the time. And yogastu araha yoga kale anushtiyamanam yathokta lakshanam upasanam. Yoga is at a particular time specified every single day. Yoga kala, that is called yoga kala, where sattva prachurya is there. There one has to do anusthana, practice of yathokta lakshanam upasanam. Upasana as told in the Shastras here. So Abhyasa is general contemplation, yoga is as prescribed in the Upasana, in that particular time set aside every single day. So it is very difficult, even for Aishwaryarthi it is not easy. One has to do throughout life, one has to do this kind of a Upasana of Paramatman being qualified by such attributes, and at the time of death also a similar thought has to be brought in, and Paramatman has to be contemplated upon. All those things are told here. The shloka Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena seems to be one word, but it is to be taken as, it is not that Abhyasa itself is yoga, but here Abhyasa and yoga are two different aspects. They are Both are important, and hence we should consider it as Dvandva Samasa. So the Bhashya is Abhyasa Yoga Bhyam Yuktataya. And Nanyagamina Chetasa means Nanyagamina is Ananyagamina, a mind which is not of a nature of wandering in other Vishaya, sense objects. Antakale, the meaning of Mam Anuchintayan, Anuchintayan in Mula Shloka is very significant, because there is already mention of Abhyasa Yoga Iktena, which talks of contemplation all the time prior to leaving the body. This Anuchintayani is about remembrance at the time of death. So that is why Bhashya is making it very clear as Antakale. So there is no Punarukti there. So Abhyasa Yoga and Anuchintana. Anuchintana is also Chintana, that is to be taken as Antakale, Antima Smarane. Paramam Purusham Divyam. The Purusha is the object of Chintana or contemplation, and Dhyana or meditation. As it is qualified by Paramashabda, Paramam Purusham, it is none other than Bhagavan. So the Bhashya is Mameva. Krishna is telling, contemplate on me because I am Paramapurusha. Mam Vakshamana Prakaram. The meaning of Divyam is taken as, by other commentators, it is given a different meaning. Surya Mandale Sthitam, Aditya Mandala Antarvarti, etc. But that would contradict what is told in the next shloka as Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat, one who is of the hue of sun and is beyond Prakriti Mandala. Tamasah Parastat means Prakriti Mandala, beyond Prakriti Mandala. So Bhashya is Vakshamana Prakaram, what is going to be taught here. Chintayan Mamevayeti, Adi Bharatam Mrigatva Praptivat, Aishwarya Vishishtataya Mat Samanakaro Bhavati. This is a very important part explained here. There can be a doubt here that this is meant for Aishwaryarthi and he is seeking wealth through the grace of Bhagavan and does not seek to attain Bhagavan himself. So how can it be said as Paramam Purusham Divyam is the doubt. That is explained as Adi Bharata Mrigatva Praptivate. So it means when a seeker after wealth contemplates on Bhagavan of the form of as qualified by Aishwarya, he attains the wealth equal to that of Bhagavan. That is itself is told as Paramapurusha Prapti, which actually means Tat Samyapatti. As that is the Prapti, Tat Prapti. This has been told clearly earlier, and it is to be taken according to Prakarana, and what is taught here in this Prakarana even earlier. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tameva yeti was told earlier itself. Whatever he thinks at the time of death and leaves the body, tam tameva yeti, he will attain according to that only. So one is seeking wealth, one has to contemplate on Paramatman as qualified by wealth, and he will attain a wealth equal to that of Bhagavan. So that is the meaning to be taken. And Abhyasa Yoga are also explained clearly here. Meaning of Abhyasaha is told by Vakyakara. So Bhashyakara follows the interpretation given by Vakyakara. Vakyakara is Sri Tankacharya, whom Bhashyakara refers to in Sri Bhashya and other granthas. And Tankacharya wrote a commentary called Vakya for Chandogya Upanishad. And that is referred by Bhashyakara here. That is not available now, but Bhashyakara had access to that. He says, Vakyakara says, Arambhana Samshilanam Punah Punar Abhyasaha. Arambhana means Alambhana, means Alam means Sparsha, means connecting or thinking about, which is told here as Upasya, Upasya Samshilana. Thinking of the object of meditation again and again. Arambhana Samshilanam Punaha Punaha, again and again. And Swami Deshikar notes a subtle aspect here that Punah Punaha indicates there can be some gap in between. And that is explained as Nitya Naimittika Aviruddheshu Kale, Sarveshu Kale. So the gap is while performing the Nitya and Naimittika karmas. But it is also told that Nitya Naimittika karmas only help one in Anusmriti. Anusmritikaram. Aharaha Anusmritikaram was told in the Bhashya earlier. That helps one in doing Anusmarana of Paramatma. Yogastu Aharaha Yogakale Anushthiyamanam Yatokta Lakshanam Upasanam. Yoga is the Angi here. Others are Abhyasa is Anga, that is an accessory which helps in developing the concentration required for the contemplation during yoga. So yoga is what is done at a specified time every single day as taught in the Shastra, Yatokta Lakshanam Upasanam. And that means Atyartha Priya Vishadatama Pratyakshatapanna. Pratyakshatapanna means vivid perception. Vishadatama, vivid perception, Pratyaksha. And which is Atyartha Priya, most dear form of Bhagavan. And the Upasana itself is Atyartha Priya for a Bhakta. So that kind of a yoga, Upasana, that is told as yoga here. And Abhyasa and yoga are taken as two different things. And that is explained in that shloka. And how should one, what are the Aishwarya Vishishtataya was told, the qualities of Paramatman, who is qualified by Aishwarya has to be contemplated. What are the qualities that one should contemplate upon? What are the qualities of attributes of Paramatman which show his Aishwarya? They are all going to be told in the next two shlokas. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyam Sam Anusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varanam Tavasah Parastat Prayanakale Manasa Achalena Bhaktya Yukto Yogabalena Chaiva Bruvor Madhye Pranamaveshya Samyak Tatam Param Purushamupaiti Divyam. Prayanakale Bhaktya Yuktaha. These two shlokas are commented upon together by in the Bhashya. Prayanakale Bhaktya Yuktaha Yoga Balena Chaiva Bhruvor Madhye Pranamaveshya Achalena Manasa Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyamsam Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varanam Tamasah Parastat Yaha Anusmaret Saha Tam Divyam Param Purusham Upaiti. The Anvaya for both the shlokas put together has to be taken. Prayanakale means at the time of death, leaving the body. Bhaktya Yuktaha, being full of devotion. Yoga Balena Chaiva, also being endowed with the power of yoga. Bhruvor Madhye Pranamaveshya, fixing the prana firmly between the eyebrows. Achalena Manasa, with steady, unwavering mind. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyamsam Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varanam Tamasah Parastat. These are all the attributes of Paramatman. Kavim means Sarvajna, omniscient. Puranam, Puratana, very old, or Anaditva it shows. Anushasitaram, one who controls everything. Niyamaka is Anoraniyamsam, who is more subtle than the Jivatman, who is atomic. Sarvasya Dhataram, one who is the creator of everything. Achintya Rupam, having a form which is beyond thought. Aditya Varanam, who is of the color of hue of Aditya. Tamasah Parastat, that Parama Purusha who is present beyond the Tamoloka. Yaha Anusmaret, one who contemplates on repeatedly such Purusha. Saha Tam Divyam Paramam Purusha Upaiti. He attains the divine Param Purusha, means he attains a state similar to him. So this is also a very important shloka which has to be understood according to the context here. Kavim, the Bhashya is Kavim Sarvajnam, Puranam Puratanam, Anushasitaram, Vishwasya Prashasitaram, Anoho Aniyamsam, Jivadapi Sukshmataram, Sarvasya Dhataram, Sarvasya Srashtaram, Achintya Rupam, Sakaletara Visyatiya Swarupam, Aditya Varnam Tavada Parastat, Aprakrita Swa Asadharana Divya Rupam. Tamevam bhutam aharaha abhyasyamana bhakti yukta yoga balena arudha samskarataya achalena manasa prayana kale dhruvoho madhye pranamaveshya samsthapya tatra dhru madhye divyam purusham yaha anusmaret saha tameva upaiti tad bhavam yati tat samanaishwaryo bhavati ityarthaha. Very significant explanations for the words of the shloka. Kavim means one who is omniscient, sarvajna, who knows everything by himself at all the time. Together, Puranam means one who is Puratana, or has been existing forever. Anushasitaram means one who controls the entire world. Prashasitaram is told meaning of Anushasitaram. Prashasana is Prakarshena Shasanam, controlling or ruling over the entire world, everything. Anoho Aniyamsam means one who is more subtle than Jivatma. Sarvasya Dhataram, one who is the creator of everything. That is Sarvasya Srashtaram is the meaning, Dhataram. Achintya Rupam, one who has a different and distinct nature compared to everything other than him. Sakaletara Visyati is Swarupam. Aditya Varnam Tavasa Parastat, Aprakrita Swa Asadharana Divya Rupam, one who has the divine, brilliant form, unique to himself. Tamevam bhutam aharaha abhyasyamana bhakti yukta yoga balena arudha samskarataya. Such a one having such unique swarupa, rupa, etc., due to the samskara obtained by the yoga bala, combined with devotion, performed every single day repeatedly. Aharaha abhyasyamana, that is, abhyasa is continuous contemplation every single day. Bhakti yukta yoga balena, yoga that is done, the power of yoga which is combined with devotion, bhakti, because that is very important. Arudha samskarate. All these adhikaris are told as bhaktas. Chaturvija bhajante mam was told earlier. So they are all bhaktas only because they are seeking Paramatma directly for whatever they want. And because of this yoga bala and abhyasa which is done daily, arudha samskara, they attain get a samskara. And achalena manasa prayana kale dhruvoho madhye pranamaveshya means samsthapya. Aveshya is samsthapya, having positioned firmly the prana in between the eyebrows, dhruvoho madhye, at the time of leaving the body, prayana kale, with the firm, unwavering mind, achalena manasa. Tatra bhru madhye divyam purusham yaha anusmaret. One who contemplates on the Divya Purusha placed in between the eyebrows, satameva upaiti tadbhavam yati. Such a seeker will attain him only, means attain his bhava or nature, which again is explained as tat samana aishwaryo bhavati. Here it is specifically for Aishwaryarthi. He attains wealth equal to Paramapurusha. Tat samana aishwaryaha bhavati ityarthaha. That is the meaning explained here, which is very significant. These words they seem to be very generic, but Bhashyakara, according to Alavandar's Gita Sangraha, has very clearly classified and identified the shlokas where the different seekers, what they have to know and how they have to do upasana is explained in this chapter, and that is a very, very unique interpretation we see in our Bhashya. there are several special explanations for this shloka from Tatparya Chandrika. I think we shall take up that in the next class. We had some disturbance in this session. For some reason, some connection got disconnected. I don't know why, but so with that, I think I'll conclude today's session. And I'm not able to see the question which Balagopal had raised. So if you can just tell that question, I shall try to answer. You can unmute yourself and tell that question.
Can you hear me, Adiyan, now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, thank you. Dhanyosmi, Adiyan. Adiyan, the question is about attaining the Parabrahman without Abhyasam. See, this is in relation to the Bhagavata Purana, where Sri Narasimhadeva promises to Prahlada Prabhu that 21 generations in his family will be blessed. This is true for all the Sri Vaishnavas. 21 generations will be blessed to attain moksha. So, Adiyan's question is, who are these? First of all, is 21 generations need not be Sri Vaishnavas? And secondly, who are these generations? Are they paternal side or maternal or both sides?
That, see, whether paternal or maternal side, I think both you have to consider, because both are related. 7 generations behind, 7 generations above, and afterwards, and the current 7 generations is something like that is told. And they will attain him means they will get the required knowledge, and that is again through the standard process. So whoever is, for example, our ancestors might have done prapatti and have already attained, some of them. Those who have not attained will again get into a birth where they will get the jnana, and then, so the process of attainment is same for everyone. There are only two ways. There are only two ways where someone can attain moksha, is through prapatti or upasana. And they are the only two ways put in the Shastras. And in this Kali Yuga, prapatti only is possible by everyone. So anybody has to get moksha only through these means. So one attains moksha means they will get, if they have not done got an acharya, they don't have tattva-jnana, they will get to an acharya, they will get tattva-jnana, they will do one of these and then they will attain. That is how it has to be taken, because Shastras very clearly tell that. And so all these are very important for that. And one does prapatti and says that, I don't know, I didn't do anything, but I have done prapatti, means the previous janma one must have done, because it is told bahunam janmanamante jnanavan. That jnana is not easy to get for everyone. It takes crores of births for someone to get. So you have to assume according to Shastra that one has gone through all that and this is the final janma, like that. So this is how, according to, without contradicting the Shastra also, these things have to be explained.
Okay, clear, Adiyan. Adiyan was confused because Nammalva says, Vaikuntham Puguvadu Mannavar Vidiye. That is, all people at one point in time they have to go through. So Adiyan was wondering whether these 21 generations are exceptions to this. All kinds of people who have not done this. These 21 generations
they will have special grace of Bhagavan because of being associated with such a jnani. So probably he will be a little more kind towards them, and he will see some, whether we knowingly or unknowingly we do some work. So he will Tirutti Panikolvan is what Advar says. So like that, he will make them get that knowledge and then take him. So that kind of a interpretation only has to be given.
Clear, Adiyan. Very Dhanyosmi.
Yeah. So if there are no other questions, offering my pranamams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga, I shall conclude today's session. श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।